Got you, man. Abuamerican. Check out cowife.com if you're looking for a partner. Make sure you check out abuamerican.com shop if you are looking for products and services that can help you just in general in your journey and on your journey. So this is going to be somewhat of an odd video. I'm gonna talk about something. I mean, I've talked about it before, but it's going to be about pornography. It's going to be about women in pornography in specific. And I came to a realization after listening to the Red Queen. And in listening to the Red Queen, they showed that pornography is exclusively made and marketed for and to, obviously, men. Yes? This is not a surprise. This is not groundbreaking information. And as we know, a lot of men struggle with porn addiction. Now, online research, and I sort of connected some dots here. And so this is why I thought this was just an interesting video, because it was just an interesting, what do you call this? An interesting conclusion I came to. As far as I know, it's my conclusion. Nobody else has come up with this. We see from online research that women have increasingly, westernized women, Western women, have increasingly become consumers of pornography. And not only that, they apparently, according to statistics, they are consumers of the most hardcore porn there is. Now, I don't know what that means. Don't ask me. I'm not a consumer of porn, but apparently it's some pretty deep stuff. I don't know what that means, guys. Hardcore pornography. I mean, I guess porn is hardcore, all of it, isn't it? I mean, I don't know. Whatever the case, whatever that means, apparently there's different degrees and spicy levels, and women like the spiciest level of pornography. Okay, so let's continue to my conclusion. Putting these two things together, these two new pieces of information together, well, this one new piece of information together with some old information that I knew about the statistics, it seems to me that what we're seeing here is the masculinization of Western women. Because why would they find pornography appealing if it's designed for the male mind and the male sex drive? So what I think is happening here is we're seeing a masculinization of the female mind, and their consumption of pornography is proof that it's actually happening and it's actually working if it is the plan. Well, these heated seats get heated. I mean like super heated. So now, what can we do about it? I don't think there is much we can do about it, but it's just a very interesting thing, because, you know, I've done one-to-one consultations, and more than one woman, sisters, have told me that they're what do you call this? Let me think of the term that I want to use here. Consistent and frequent consumers of pornography. And these sisters were looking to get married and asking for help and tips on getting married, but were having trouble and struggling with it. And all of them had very strong feminist vibes to them. So this can't be an accident. That stuff wrecks you, male or female. We already know that it has a negative effect on men. But women, I think it's the same thing. It masculinizes women, and it makes it difficult for them to pair bond with a man. Now, you might say, like, well, I only have one example of how it prevents women from pair bonding with men. So this is just completely, you know, my theory based on my this one experience with this one woman. It could absolutely be wrong based upon that. So take this with an absolute grain of salt. But I'm gonna go out on a limb here, and I don't think it's wrong, because when I look at other women it seems to fit the same pattern. So there was a sister who I was trying to help get married, and doing some like don't do this, do this, don't say that to that brother, say this to that brother type of stuff. And the sister was, according to her, she had never been with a man. Alhamdulillah, hopefully she's still in that condition. I don't know, I don't talk to her anymore. And she admitted that she had a pretty consistent pornography consumption habit. And I'd already assumed that, because she had some very strange ideas about men and women and relationships and whatnot. And I mean, although it wasn't sexual talk, you could like hear that she had some distorted concepts of, how men and women are supposed to be together. It wasn't in haram talk, guys. I don't know how to explain it, but you can just smell stuff on people sometimes, when guys are hinting at something in a conversation. You know how it is. A guy's like talking and you're like, man, this dude trying to drag this into like, he's trying to say something about his preferences or whatever else like this, but he's not trying to say it directly. We know when guys are trying to do that to see if you're open to the conversation, which I wasn't open to the conversation. But I was like, I knew it was there. And that I didn't catch that this is a very masculine form of communication and a way of trying to like come into a conversation, that's actually surprising. I just caught this later when I was listening to Red Queen. I was like, oh, look at this. I was like, man, how did I miss that, So, yeah, very masculinized form of communication and behavior. And so, guys and ladies, understand, we know it's haram anyway, but understand it's not only haram, it's poison. That stuff will mess you up. And I don't know if there's a similar, I doubt it. I doubt that there's a similar mechanism in men for the female attraction method. There's no books out there that, men read and they're reading about the characters and personalities of women, that don't describe their shape and form or whatever else, like these romance novels that women have, romance novels. They describe the guy in detail, but not his physics, not his physique. They don't talk about his physique in detail. They talk about the guy himself in detail. I've seen no similar mechanism that brings men into the female frame of thought and behavior and thinking like we have with pornography bringing women into the masculine. Because the guy's not going to read a book and be interested in the book when it's talking about like all the aspects of her character and not her physicality, right? Guys want to see, we're visual. So there's no similar mechanism to take things back the other way. This shows how powerful the visual really is and how powerful pornography is. So guys, gals, that stuff, I know this probably goes without saying. People will be like, oh, you're just saying something that's completely pointless. But listen to me. That stuff is poison. It is visual poison. And it will corrupt you at the core. If you have a problem with this stuff, you need to make it like an absolute priority to break it. And this is male or this is female. Because you are not... Sorry, I'm trying to get on the Autobahn here. Man, people, what the heck? You are not going to escape this stuff. Alright, so I'm going to have to like... Sorry guys, give me a second here. You're not going to escape its ill effects once it hits you. Once you get trapped in that stuff. And that's male or female. Okay? You got to really get away from that stuff, guys. I know everybody's probably like, yeah, we know this. You're just preaching to the choir, as they say. It's the figure of speech. But I mean, this is an epiphany. I don't think you'll hear this, what I just said, anywhere else, that, this leads to the masculinization of women, pornography and whatnot, and it messes up their ability to have relationships. We already know it messes up a man's ability to have a relationship, but that it has a similar effect on women in a different way, and it actually changes their very, feminine form and natural state. I don't think anybody's heard that before. I don't think anybody's come to that conclusion before. I could be wrong. If there's something wrong with my theory, because that's what this is hypothesis, this is a theory, and let me know what you think, because we got brothers that watch the show. They watch my channel. They're psychologists, you know, they're anthropologists and whatnot. So drop it. Let me know what you think of that. It's just something I came up with, information from the past and some new information that just hit me that I put together and came to this conclusion. Let me know what you guys think. It's your man Abuamerican.
I'm only taking the brave. I'm not taking the scary. I'm not taking no girls. Are you ready to fight? Yes, sir. Are you ready to fight? Yes, sir.